Now, once you are granted your initial certificate, the next step would be progressing to your professional certificate. Your initial certificate is only good for 5 years. After those 5 years, you can ask for a 2-year extension if you have not met every requirement to progress to the professional certificate. But let's take a look at the professional certificate now, and you'll get an understanding. So you have your initial, and now you would apply for your professional certificate within 5 years. And the pathway for you would be scrolling all the way to the bottom, and you're doing certificate progression. Now you've achieved the history BA 7 to 12. You have the pedagogical credits, the education credits, and now you need to progress to professional. Well, what do you need? Well, it says it right here. You need to hold an initial certificate in social studies 7 to 12. You got that already. Then you need a master's degree. Now, this master's degree means a graduate degree awarded following the satisfactory completion of at least 1 year graduate level curriculum and other requirements. The program must be offered by an institution of higher education, offered by the Commissioner of Education or regional accrediting agency. Lucky for us, CSI fits that hole for us. However, whatever graduate degree you do, understand that you need 12 semester hours in the content area of social studies. Now, if you go back to what I said before, grades 7 to 11 focus heavily on history than they do in the other content areas related to social studies. The smart move for me would be to do a master's degree in history. You need 3 years of teaching experience in a school that's paid in full time, and you need 1 year mentored experience. Now, when you're first hired, appointed in the New York City Department of Education, you're going to be assigned for your first year a mentor teacher. This is a teacher who is tenured, who has a professional certificate and a number of years under their belt in the New York City Department of Education, and they will mentor you for the first year. What that means is they will help you plan lessons. They will come in and observe some of your lessons as you're teaching and provide constructive feedback so that you can become a more effective teacher. And there are a couple other workshops you need to attend. One is a child abuse identification. The other is school violence intervention and prevention. The rest we've all achieved when we registered for our initial certificate. So this is how a history undergraduate with the 7 to 12 extension would become a licensed teacher through initial certificate and professional. But let's assume for the moment that you're not in the history BA 7 to 12 program. You're just an undergraduate student in history. How would you then become a teacher? Well, at this point, you would have the content understanding already down. You have those credits achieved. What I would recommend at this point would be the master's degree in education. It would be focused on adolescent education, and that would be also an approved teacher program. So if you don't have any of the pedagogical credits, the education credits needed to get licensed, and you're just a standard history undergraduate, I would recommend doing the master's in education, because it would give you essentially everything you would need in terms of pedagogy to be licensed in New York State to teach. Last but not least, one final thing I want to talk about is your 30 credits and above. Now, 30 credits and above is going to allow you to achieve a $6,000 to $7,000 pay increase after you've been hired by the New York City Department of Education, you've achieved a master's degree, and the 30 above will count as any 30 credits above your master's degree. For this, I would recommend 2 key areas, and 30 above is something every teacher should be doing. I would recommend a certificate in special education that's offered in the School of Education at CSI. And the reason for that would be a majority of the New York City student population, there is a large chunk of that that's special needs. And a large chunk of these students also have IEPs. And a lot of schools are looking to hire teachers that also have that special education extension attached to their license. The next certificate, oh, and by the way, that certificate is about 16 or 18 credits, I believe. The School of Education can provide you with more information on that. But you're still coming up short of about another 14 credits or so. I would then look at the public history program in our history department because one, it's going to help you achieve that 30 and above that you would need. And two, if you're a social studies teacher, public history is experiencing a massive boom right now. And there are discussions happening, I know at my school, at Staten Island Technical High School, of infusing some more public history into our secondary ed social studies curriculum. What we've seen over the summer with protesting happening and the pushing back of certain monuments in our country and how public history is viewed, many are looking to infuse more public history into a secondary ed curriculum. And our program is a certificate program that, in conjunction with the special education certificate, would help you not only achieve that 30 credits and above, but will also make you a more well-rounded social studies teacher and an understanding in this boom that's taking place right before our eyes. If you have any other questions, you can reach me at joseph.frusci@csi.cuny.edu. I am an adjunct assistant professor with the Department of History, but I'm also a secondary education teacher at Staten Island Technical High School, teaching computer science and social studies. And I'd be more than happy to answer any questions you have. Thank you.